Alright, hey, how's it going everyone, and welcome back. So, we are just a few hours away from the Destiny 2 beta now at the time that I'm recording this. We're so very close. It is almost here, It is today. It's weird to think that. It's crazy to think that it's been 3 years since the previous beta, and now we're going to be heading into Destiny 2 together. But before that, today I have a video for you guys coming yet again from IGN. They released a teaser for their next reveal, which is going to be on the 24th of July. And this one is exploring Nessus. So we actually get a bit of gameplay and some glimpses of exploring Nessus, some adventures, and some lost sectors, and a few other things in this short little trailer. But there's quite a few things to notice in these clips, so let's take a look. So first off, it starts off with this fire team activating an adventure, and these are sort of like side quests that you can find throughout the world as you're exploring, and this particular one is called Deep Conversation, and it shows the reward on the left side of the screen there, and it looks like sort of like an exotic shard, and it's the same one that we saw in the menu screen that we're going to use to upgrade our subclasses. So these adventures appear to be one of the ways in which we're going to be able to obtain this item. Then we have this Titan going off with his Sentinel Super, and it looks like this could be taking place inside one of the lost sectors on Nessus, which we also get a little bit more of a glimpse of later on in this trailer. Then here we have a Warlock on their Sparrow, and on the left, as we can see, they're on another adventure called Unbreakable. Collect a large energy font. I'm not sure what that means. And in the bottom left corner above the feed, it says Disruptor Charge 0. Also don't know what that means, but if you notice on the Warlock's head, they've got this sort of blue effect going on, which we also actually had in Destiny 1, which usually meant the player who was being buffed or something. So something's going on here, but I can't really explain what. Then here we have a public event. This one is Ether Harvest. Destroy the servitor to cut off the fallen ether supply. And as we can see, they're facing sort of a mini boss here called Prime Ether Servitor. Then here again we have that Warlock on the same adventure, Unbreakable, but this time they're also taking part in another public event, Disrupt Vex Construction. Prevent Vex from fortifying their underground structures. Integrations remaining 7 of 10. Then here is part of what appears to be the same public event that we saw a second ago, except this time the player is now facing another mini-boss called a Despoiler Captain. Then after that, another Fallen public event. This is the Glimmer Extraction. This is nothing really new. We've seen these Glimmer Extraction Fallen public events in Destiny 1, and here we have this Arcstrider just going off on these Fallen. But this next clip is where things get a little more interesting. Here we see these players looking up at this wall, and on the wall is this symbol for a lost sector. So this fire team are about to head into a lost sector, and these are the sort of hidden areas that we're going to find throughout the world, similar to dungeons from more traditional MMOs, where you go inside a hidden area and fight your way through rooms of enemies, and finally coming to a boss at the end. And lost sectors aren't going to be something that you can just travel to or select on the map. You'll be able to see them on the map after you've discovered them for yourself, but you're first going to have to go out into the world and find them in person and look for these symbols. So that's how you're going to find them. You've got to keep a lookout for any sort of hidden areas and look for that lost sector symbol. Then here's what appears to be gameplay of the lost sector itself inside the actual area, and we have this player versing a Vex mini-boss called Thydron. We also get a glimpse at the world map right here for Nessus. We can see this story mission right here called Exodus Black. The subtitle is Thinking About Death. Its description reads, speak to Failsafe at the Exodus Black, and underneath that it says services, packages and rewards. Now, just in case you don't know who Failsafe is, this is the AI that we're going to meet on Nessus, and it appears that Failsafe resides inside Exodus Black. And in case you don't know what Exodus Black is, that is the code name that is given to the colony ships from the Golden Age, and Exodus Black is the colony ship that was sent to Nessus. Then we see the landing zone for Exodus Black. So landing zones are marked on the map by two little triangles, one above the other, and if you look at the map you can see that there are at least 4 landing zones for Nessus. So there's no longer just one landing zone for each location and you have to get on your Sparrow to go somewhere. You can actually land somewhere closer to where you want to be instead of having to always start at the beginning. Then we have an adventure. This one is called Exodus Siege. Its description reads, the Fallen prepare to attack Failsafe's mainframe aboard the Exodus Black. We can see the combatant power there now, 90, so this, I'm guessing this is how they're replacing the light level, by calling it combatant power instead, and this just basically means how difficult the enemies are going to be, and we can see the reward there is rare gear. Next we see the player looking at the corpse of an astronaut, and I'm guessing that this astronaut was one of the early humans to arrive on Nessus during the Golden Age when we first started branching out and exploring these new worlds. Then we have this hunter on a sparrow. It looks like they just completed a story mission, and we can see just in the area in the distance over there where they're looking, that is actually a piece of the crashed colony ship on Nessus where Failsafe resides. Next we see a bit more of the Lost Sector, and here we can see the player is now versing another boss called Primus Kalorg, and if you'll notice in the background there's this mysterious blue light, and I've actually pointed out these same blue lights in different areas from previous trailers, and that blue light is coming from a loot box. Now I'm not sure if the loot box is actually going to be anything special, or if it's just sort of one of those regular chests that you would find in Patrol, or if this is actually going to be some kind of special loot from the Lost Sector. So that was just a teaser from IGN. As I said in the beginning, the full reveal, the full Nessus exploration video is going to be revealed on July 24th. So as always, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Leaving a like is greatly appreciated. I'll of course have more videos on the way during the beta, just a few hours now. So thank you all very much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.